Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills and lush greenery, there lived a curious cat named Whiskers and a playful mouse named Squeaky. Whiskers was known throughout the village for his sleek fur and piercing green eyes, while Squeaky was known for his quick wit and boundless energy. Despite their differences, Whiskers and Squeaky had developed an unlikely friendship. They would often meet at the edge of the village near a babbling brook, where they would spend hours chatting and exploring the surrounding woods. One day, as Whiskers and Squeaky were out exploring, they stumbled upon a beautiful meadow filled with colorful flowers and tall, swaying grass. In the center of the meadow was a towering oak tree, its branches stretching towards the sky like the arms of a giant.
"Wow, look at this place. It's amazing,"
exclaimed Squeaky, his eyes wide with wonder.
"It is quite lovely, isn't it?"
agreed Whiskers, a smile tugging at the corners of his mouth. As they ventured further into the meadow, they came across a group of animals gathered around a large rock. Upon closer inspection, they realized that the rock was actually a turtle, its shell covered in moss and lichen.
"What's going on here?"
whispered Squeaky, tugging on Whiskers' fur.
"I'm not sure, but let's find out,"
replied Whiskers, his curiosity piqued. As they approached, they overheard the animals talking amongst themselves.
"We need to find a way to protect ourselves from the hawk that's been terrorizing us,"
said a squirrel, his voice filled with fear.
"I heard that the hawk is afraid of loud noises. Perhaps if we bang on pots and pans, it will stay away,"
suggested a rabbit, twitching his nose nervously. The other animals nodded in agreement, but Whiskers could see that they were unsure of how to proceed.
"Excuse me, I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. Perhaps I can help,"
said Whiskers, stepping forward. The animals turned to look at Whiskers, their eyes wide with surprise.
"Help? But you're a cat. Aren't you supposed to chase us?"
asked a mouse, his voice trembling.
"Yes, I am a cat, but I'm also a friend, and friends help each other,"
replied Whiskers, his voice gentle. The animals looked at each other, unsure of what to do. They had always been taught to fear cats, but Whiskers seemed different somehow. After a moment of silence, the squirrel spoke up.
"Well, if you're willing to help, we could use all the help we can get."
And so, Whiskers and Squeaky worked together with the other animals to come up with a plan. They gathered pots and pans from the village and positioned themselves around the meadow, ready to make as much noise as they could. When the hawk appeared, circling high above the meadow, the animals began banging on the pots and pans, creating a cacophony of sound that echoed through the trees. The hawk, startled by the noise, screeched in surprise before flying away, never to return. The animals cheered, grateful for Whiskers and Squeaky's help. They had learned that by working together, they could overcome even the greatest challenges. As the sun began to set, casting a warm golden glow over the meadow, Whiskers and Squeaky said their goodbyes to the animals and made their way back to the village.
"That was amazing,"
exclaimed Squeaky, his eyes shining with excitement.
"It was,"
agreed Whiskers, a smile on his face. And it just goes to show that friendship knows no bounds. And with that, Whiskers and Squeaky continued on their journey, knowing that no matter where life took them, they would always have each other.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now for more moral stories.